because she was intelligent. That means not her own intelligence. God gave her a wisdom and an intelligence that she knew just how to temper her home and even how to deal with that individual. Let me take it a little further. I'm going to go to your jobs now. You got to know how to have relationship with people without allowing it to affect you if they desire to change. They have the right to change, but you have the right to remain the same, right? So you can't allow what people do to turn you. You got to be at a place where you are steadfast and unmovable. Because when you get to that place, it really doesn't matter to you what anyone does, because you're focused. And what I find a lot in the church, people get unfocused because she looked at me this way. She didn't speak for 5 days, and 35 days she didn't say hi. What does it care? Did you speak? Say hello and keep going. You really don't have, you know how much energy you're putting in that, and you're not putting the energy in. So when it comes time for praise or go up to a high praise, and apostles trying to get you to go up, you can't, because now the enemy has done is blind your eyes and has caused you to look at other things, and he's put a weight on you. And see, what the weight does is to keep you right at the maximum so that you can't get to your potential and never see the whole plan of God for your life. That's what it does. And so let's go on a little deeper. Abigail was so wise concerning this information that, I want you to read 14 through 17. For me, excuse me.
Now one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, "Look, David sent messengers from the wilderness to greet our masters, and he revealed them. But the men were very good to us, and we were not hurt, nor did we miss anything as long as we accompanied them. When we were in the fields, they were a wall to us, both by day and night. All the time we were with them, keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what you do, for harm is determined against our masters and against all his household, for he is such a scoundrel, and one cannot speak to him."
Amen. Serious. Knowing when to speak and what to do. Nabal had no control of his temperament, his mouth, and what came out of it. He just put his whole house in danger. The entire house was in danger because of one person saying something that should not have been said. But I like something in here. He said, because the whole time that David and them was with them, it was walls around them. Watch the company you keep. Watch the company you keep. You know, when I was in the world, I only hung with certain type of young ladies, and I wanted to know that you could back me up if I needed you to back me up. And if I found that it was a situation where you couldn't back me up, I departed myself. I wasn't mean to you, but I just shifted myself away from you because you was a danger to me now. Because in a pack, when you're together, if somebody knows the weakest vessel, that's where they're going. And then they can conquer the rest. I want to ask you a question then. Why in the house of God, when we know that somebody is not where they need, not saying where they need to be, but not helping you grow, you continue to hang with them? I don't understand. Because you got an apostle and a pastor that's telling we we're moving forward, but you continue to hang with the same group that's going against the grain. I said going against the grain. And then you say to yourself, when you get deep down in the wilderness, you call back to the pastor and the apostle to pull you out. But God has already shown you that they're not a good group to be with. You're not going to tell me that, because he always brings a warning before destruction. But because I knew them since kindergarten, I got to still hang with them. I beg to differ. I knew you, but I don't know you. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a difference, new and no. I don't know you no more because we're not hanging. We're not doing the same things. We're not on the same plateau. One thing I taught my kids is that you always should have somebody on the playing field with you. And then you always got to have somebody above you because it's their responsibility to reach down and pull you up. And if you don't have friends like that, I tell them something's wrong. Somebody should challenge you to a certain degree to pull you up. But when we get challenged in the church, we move away. They trying to make me pray all night. They trying to tell me I got to fast from 9 to 2. It don't take all of that. Why I got to do so much? Oh my God, why pastor pulled me to the side and talked to me and I don't want to follow her instructions. Who does she think she is? I'm older than her. That don't mean nothing to you, nothing. God can place wisdom all in this young lady to get you from one degree to the next. Don't you look at her age, you better look at the God in her. You're going to mess yourself up looking at her age instead of the God in her. Yeah, I'm pumping her up today because I feel something in the house. Some people need to honor people. Some people better recognize people. You're not gonna talk to me. I'm not concerned about her age. I'm concerned about the God in her. And if she can tell me something to cause me not to go down a road of grief, talk to me. Say something to me. I don't want to go through so much. I've already been through enough. I come here for relief. I didn't come here to be bound up. I came for relief. You better watch who you hanging with. Stay off them telephones. The time you putting on the phone, you could be talking to God. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody had to talk to me. I can hear well with God. You better get off the phone and have a conversation with God and find out where you're supposed to be and know your place in God. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, this church is moving. I'm telling you, this church is moving. And I hope you're not left behind. So going back to the story, it was important of who they was with. And because they was in right company, nothing never happened to any of his sheep. Nothing happened, mother. Nothing happened. Ain't that something? Nobody woke them up at night when they wanted to sleep. Nothing. I think that was the Holy Ghost. A shadow of the Holy Ghost. So that's why I have certain people I surround myself around. See these ladies of God right here? I surround myself around them. Why? Because I need a certain temper. I need a certain kind of level around me to surround me, to keep me where I'm going so I don't get deterred along the way. I could call one of them and say, I need some prayer, or they could call me. I need a certain group of people. I don't want everybody to carry my books and stuff and all that. Why? Because they got to have a certain temperament. Because if I shift, you should shift just like that. If I move, you should move just like that. I shouldn't even have to call you because there's a place in God you can get that I could talk to Apostle Alex whatever, not even looking at him. And he can get the signal to take me up higher. Y'all don't believe me. That's where he's trying to get you to go to. That if he don't even never come on Sunday, you know just what to do. How to shift this service. How to move this place. Why? He got assignments he's getting ready to go on. Y'all don't believe me in here. I'm trying to tell you, assignments is coming for this man. He's global. He's bigger than Delaware. Oh, God, help me. I said he's bigger than Delaware. And the elders, you got to get in place to know how to maneuver, how to shift with him. Why? I'm telling you, it's just not about him. If you can move how he move, then God said, let me move you now. Then the next one comes along. It's a shift going on. That's why I said it's my responsibility to grab a hold of that young lady. Because when I move, she can move. And God can shift her just like that. I'm telling you, are you going to rise to the occasion? Or are you going to continue to sit there and look around and say, what's going on? What does she have on today? Oh, I'm trying to tell you, you got to know how to shift with this thing. If he say turn left, you got to know how to me, God. I'm telling you, this man going global. I'm telling you, this man is going global. I'm telling you, this man is going global. I said he's going global. Jesus, help me, God. In the middle of my message, I'm prophesying. Y'all got to help me. That's how he works with me. I just move the way he moves me. I got to a place now in my life, I don't worry about notes or nothing. I just move the way he tell me to move. And I'm telling you something in here. Yeah, God, get the word deep down in your heart that you don't sin against God. Some of y'all lacking in the word. That's why you can't move like that. But I declare in this house today, if you just give God some time in your word, something's going to elevate in your mind. Your thinking is going to change. Your perspective is going to change. You're going to see things like you've never seen them before. You won't be so upset when stuff happens. It's supposed to happen, but you're supposed to stand still. It never was supposed to move you. It was supposed to groom you. It was just supposed to make you. It was just supposed to build you. Why do you keep shifting? Because you can't pay a bill. I've seen God do some things in my life. Oh my God, I needed a home. And I said, God, I need a home for my children. He said, what size do you want? And I began to tell God about that thing. He said, go to this realtor, not that one. Go to this one. And when I told her what I wanted, she said, I can do that for you, but you got to pre-qualify. I said, I ain't worried about that. I pre-qualified. And guess what happened? The price went down once. The price went down twice. The price went down 3 times. I shifted and I moved on in there. I didn't even let my children know. The Lord blessed me so much. People came to me and said, I got furniture in my house I never sat on before. And I can hear God said, give it to you. What? I said, I live at 36 Morris Drive, and they sent it over there. Somebody else called me up and said, I desire to buy your kids a bedroom set. I said, oh God, this is all in the midst of a divorce. Hey, God, but I was almost like Abel. I just stood my ground. I never said a mumbling word. I left behind what I needed to leave behind, and I went forward with God, and he made a way for me and my children, and I'm still living there. Hey, God, not in no calamity, not in no flaw, just what he gave me. I'm trying to say that to somebody who in here, somebody want a house. Hey, come on, Shia. That's why I'm saying it. Somebody said, God, if you could just get me and my kids in a house, hey, I'll serve you. And I'm here to tell you some houses is getting ready to be released. Yes. I see 2 houses. It's 2 people in here. I can see it plainly. They get ready to get their house. But I'm going to tell you to stay the course. Don't get caught up in no nonsense. He sees. Don't get involved. Who shot John? Why John got shot? Just stay focused. I said stay focused. Watch your company. Keep your mouth shut. Everybody don't need to know your plans. Learn how to be quiet sometimes. You don't have to tell everybody where you going. I said rise to y'all. Women rise to the occasion. Don't you know a woman is the most powerful thing going on this earth? How many of you had single moms? She made sure you went to school. She did everything she had to do and kept you in line because you're powerful. I'm not putting the men down, but you have a place in God that men can't get to. and that's your prayer language. You can pray a mountain down. You can pray your kids through. You can pray your husband through. You can even pray their father through. I'm telling you, if you don't believe me in this passage, I don't need no reading them. I'm just going to flow with them. In this passage, they said that the servants ran to her and she said, what's going on? And now I'm going to paraphrase if I may. She said, he has said something to the future king that has this house in trouble. Well, I know she was a praying woman. She didn't go and argue with him. She didn't go and fight with him. She jumped, leaped right into action, and she began to prepare a meal in the presence of her enemies, because at that point they was her enemy. She just started making some things together, and she told the servant, go before me, and then she followed. But I want to show you a key point. She had such a hand in her house that her servants moved on her command. I said they moved on her command, that they knew not to go to him. They went straight to her because her presence meant something. That's what I'm saying to you. Do your presence matter? When you come in the room, you should walk like somebody. I'm here. I don't need you to announce me, but the God in me is here. So the atmosphere must change. I'm not going to put up with a lot of stuff because the God in me told me he would be with me. So while I'm in my car, a lot of times I pray. I'm going in here to handle business, and I'm going to handle it the right way with integrity, and I'm going to do it the right way, but I don't do it to pull people down. I do it in integrity with God. When you walk in a room, your presence should make a change. When you say something to your children, they should shift. My kids know if I look over my glasses, that means pull it in. Quick. Real quick. Because I'm not going to say much. Just pull it in. You should have a presence. Even your friends should see. You should be a problem solver. You should. She knew how to solve that problem immediately. I like that. She shifted right into gear. She didn't have to call her girlfriend, what should I do? Should I do this and that? That's wasting time. But because she had a relationship with God and she was in a posture with God, she knew to move. She knew what to do. She knew the atmosphere of her home. She knew where everything was. She didn't have to look up high, look down low. She knew just where to go and get what she needed to do and saddle it up and get moving because it was time. Time was of the essence. What else I like about her is that she understood the king and the soon coming king in David. She bowed to him. Oh, don't say that to women. I ain't bound to no man. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. Let me tell you something. When I was married, I knew when not to bother my husband. I wasn't gonna bother him around the first because he had that mortgage to pay. Wasn't bothering him. Wasn't gonna ask for nothing. No, I'm serious. Because that was a strain on him. So I'm not gonna trouble him. I don't need troubles. I don't like troubles. I'm not gonna, but in the middle of that month, I need this, I need that, I need this, and the kids need this, and I need, because I'm going to run that thing out, but I'm going to stop by the end of that month, and I'm going to be real quiet at the beginning of that month, because I need to know I got a roof over my head. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to bother him. That's how you're supposed to be in tune with your husband. You got to know when to say something and when not to say something. I'm giving the men a little, I'm giving them nuggets, y'all. Because, you know, future ones that want to get married and all, they're going to say, oh, dang, she can. Yeah, you got to know when to approach and ask for anything. And then you got to know how to just throw little nuggets around of what you want. Keep cutting out the magazine, the diamond you want, and all, just lay it all around in his football room and stuff. And he'd be like, what is this? I don't know. And after a while, you know, it take him a while. After a while, I better go ahead and down here and get this ring because this woman ain't going to let me rest. That's how you do it. she was wise like that. She was wise like that. And so when she seen the king in David, she bowed down. And she began to give him praise and soothe the beasts in him. Some of y'all don't know how to soothe the beasts in a man. Y'all keep going on and on and on and on. Instead of saying, are you hungry? Like something to eat? Get in here and cook something up. And on here, let him ramp and rage on. Just don't say nothing. Do you know silence is a weapon? Silence is a weapon. You could be quiet. Just sit there and look. Even on your job, people could be saying stuff to you just, I'm not insubordinate. Okay. Going back to your office. Don't even say nothing in there. It might be a microphone. Don't say nothing. Just do your work. Go home, get in your car, say whatever you want to say. And reason. I'm saying that in reason because I told you sometimes we got blessings and curses. So within reason, say what we have to say. But silence is a weapon and it's golden. Because what men don't like is quietness. Because they don't know what you're thinking. And if they don't know what you're thinking, they're saying, what is going on with her? Because I'm telling you, she's dangerous. What is going on? And I'm giving them nuggets. I want all the men out. I'm giving you nuggets. They don't have a clue what's going on. But see, we have learned the opposite. I'm going to tell him a piece of my mind, and I'm going to get him straight in here today. Nope, I'm not getting nobody straight because that was his mom's job. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to get silent. And what it does is it brings him into you to figure out what you like to keep the house a certain way. Even when you're dating, why you keep on telling him you don't want to go to McDonald's? All you do is keep making reservations at Steak 48. And he said, where we going, Steak 48? What are you talking about? Oh, I wrote the map out for you. Here you go, so we can get there. And he like, when he get there, he better have his pockets right. And I'm ordering what I want. Why? Because I'm already letting him know the tone of what I desire. That's right. I'm helping y'all young girls too. I'm telling you something. If you continue to stay here, that's where they're going to leave you. You don't believe me? Most women build their house. He don't care about no furniture. He can sit down. You're the one who's talking about, I need this style of furniture. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. He's not worried about all of that. You set the tone of your home. So getting back to the story, she spoke to the king and David let her talk. Now, you know, women were not even supposed to say anything to a man. Her husband was supposed to represent her. But she had such a favor on her life that God allowed her to approach this soon-coming king who was a warrior. Remember, he was in the wilderness at this time. He could have just told her, step aside, lady, get out of my way, and told them, and went on and did what he had to do. But she spoke to the king and him that made him paralyzed and said, well, what? I haven't heard nobody talk to me like this in a while. And he had to stop. And he said, I receive what you're saying. And she even said, I prepared this for you and your men. I want you, everybody's going to be all right. And she even explained to her husband, but without even really disrespecting him. That's the other key. We want to always put people on blast and disrespect them. That's still your husband. I'm divorced, but I still give my ex-husband the highest respect. I don't care if he earned it or not. That's my kid's father. And if I don't show them how to respect them, why should they? No, I don't do it. How you doing today? How you feeling? Is everything okay? Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for the kids. Because that pulls on him to do more. I got to go to the courts and scream and holler and shout, sir, thank you. Is it one time? Thank you. I shake that. That's all you do. And after a while, he said, every time I try to be mean, this lady, she's nice to me, I got to give it to her. Just take it. Just take what you want. You have a power in you to change the whole directory of your life. You got to rise to the occasion. But the only way you can rise to that is if you have God in you. because he's got to show you who you are. You got to know what you can balance your life with. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know your strengths and know your weaknesses. That's when a man has been able to temper himself. You got to know your strengths and your weaknesses and be honest with yourself, what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. So Abigail knew she really couldn't deal with that man, but she learned how to temper herself and how she had control over the whole house. Control over that whole house, no matter what he was doing. So in the story, it says that she bowed down, and the king and the soon coming king accepted everything that she offered him and everything like that. And she went back home. When she went back home, he was partying. Was literally in there having a party. He had no clue what was about to happen to that entire house. She didn't say nothing to him. She didn't say one word. You know, we would have came and said, listen, man, do you know I had to go down here on roads? And it would have angered him because he already had some juice in him, as we call it. He already had them spirits in him, and all you're going to do is anger him up more. But she had enough wisdom to let him do what she wants. She went to bed, but she told him in the morning. It troubled him so bad that he had a stroke. The Bible said he had a stroke. He had a stroke. And then 10 days after that, he died. But I'm going to show you something, how God will reward you for doing right. Oh, God, thank you. That's why I said you got to do right no matter what. They said David heard about it. He thought about that fine woman that came down there, fed him real good, talked to the king and him. He said, I'm going to get that woman. And he knew that all that other stuff was hers too, because her husband was gone. David wasn't no fool. He said, I'm going to talk to her. So he sent word, talked to her, and she said, yeah, I'll marry you. She married him. She had a king at that point in her life. What am I saying to you? Build on your circumstances. Build on them so you can arise to the occasion. There's processes that you can't step over. If you step over those processes, you're going to have to go back and repeat them. Or you'll be in a place and with no understanding. I don't like when I hear women say to me, I just don't understand, I just don't understand. And I keep saying, why don't you understand? Look and examine your life, and you should have some understanding of what's going on with you. You got to look at the pattern. Sometimes it's a pattern. Look, just look. It's a pattern. Then you got to know, say, I got to cut that part of the pattern off. It's holding me down. You understand what I'm saying? So with the intelligent she shifted all her intelligence, everything that she had, her resources, to God. And God was able to multiply them. So if you're a very intelligent person and have good accolades, turn that over to God, so that he can now build on that and put you in a place where you need him. Listen, we the people of God should be in government and everywhere else. They shouldn't be dictating to us what our kids is learning in school. We have to be in those places. Some people are called to those places, but he can't get you to those places because you have not turned over your gift to him for him to operate in you and open a door for you. When I said earlier that this church is shifting, I'm telling you it's moving with it's moving with opportunity. I see a daycare. You know you love kids. Are you going to get your certification now? Apostle, I got my certification. If they get a daycare here, they're going to need a receptionist. I know how to type. I know how to manage an office. The church is going to be the door opening to a lot of people receiving income. I feel this thing in my spirit. It's a lot of things that's getting ready to shut down, people of God. And you have to arise to the occasion. You know you can bake. Bake. And give God 10%.